everyone, it's Jess. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am planning my Valentine's Day spread for you all. Every week in February is a Valentine's Day spread, technically, but this is like the big kahuna. This is the big ta-da, the big to-do. It's the week that Valentine's Day falls on, and I am using the Pinetop kit from CaressPress along with the Scribble Prints Co. I think these are the Valentine underlays in rose gold, and I'm doing like a mixed metal moment this week with silver and the rose gold because I really wanted to pull in a lot of the pink pops with the kit, but then also the silver kind of seemed like snow and really stood out. But yeah, this week was such a good week. Not only did the work week go by really quickly, the weekend was incredible. So yeah, like I said, this is the week of Valentine's Day. Me and Nick are what I like to call mid-distance, so we're not like totally far away from each other, but we are still like at least an hour and a half drive. So we didn't spend Valentine's Day together, but we did end up planning a really romantic getaway to a tiny house resort, which is like glamping essentially, and like a tiny little house. And it's so cute and everything is so intimate and cozy and comfy. And I was just super duper excited. We hadn't, well, the original planning of this trip was not with the intention of it being Valentine's Day weekend, so to speak. But it was also President's Day that Monday, which meant I had a long weekend and I don't work Friday. So it's an even longer weekend. And I think my cat peed on the floor. Oh, I really hope he didn't pee on the floor. Oh no. Okay. So I'm actually losing my marbles. He didn't actually pee on the floor, but there's like a point on my floor, it's hardwood, that I looked at, and it is reflecting a sequined pillow that's like stuffed behind a dresser. And I don't think I've ever noticed the reflection it made. And it's like a Hufflepuff pillow. So it's got like a yellowish tint to it that it's, again, reflecting on the floor. And I've never noticed such a shiny reflection on my floor. And I was convinced that Oliver had peed on it. He didn't. So I'm just going crazy. Anyway, let's move on. So yeah, what was I saying? I think I was saying something about having like a long weekend. And so to optimize the fact that I don't have a lot of vacation time because I'm using it all for Greece and Vegas pretty much. Not even pretty much. I am. I had to get a little more creative, and I really wanted to go to this tiny house, and I thought February would be a great time because it would be snowing upstate. Like I was like, there's no way it's not snowing, but of course, global warming or whatever, East Coast warming, whatever this strange warm weather that we're having is like going on. So of course I didn't get my snow, but I was still looking forward to like getting away for the weekend and just like doing absolutely nothing. Just like having a super chill weekend with like trees and like okay, here's the thing. If you know me, I'm not like a nature person, but I love being outside in like fresh air. I don't like roughing it, but I like being able to go outside, sit by a fire, and just be and like listen to the quiet. I like quiet. But like at peace, not like when you're stuck with your own thoughts. That's a bad kind of quiet. But anyway, so that's why I ended up looking up this tiny house like a year and a half ago. And I was like, Nick, do you want to go? I'm like, can you go this weekend? And then it turned out it was Valentine's Day weekend. But that ended up being perfect, especially when I saw CaressPress released this kit. And there's a doorbell sound. Who's here? This is the most chaotic plan with me yet. Okay, hold on. So apparently it's some guy to fix my kitchen cabinets. My mom could have warned me, but no. Anyway, a lot of you might be like, why didn't she just stop when she saw the pee on the floor, the pee, quote unquote, and the doorbell ring? Like, why didn't she just stop and re-record? The more I re-record these voiceovers, like when I start, the less genuine it sounds. Have you ever recorded a voice memo and then realized it didn't record, or for some reason, like the app glitched out with the fancy new way you have to access the voice memo, and you have to like act shocked or surprised all over again, or have the same energy that your first voice memo brought? That's kind of like doing these voiceovers. So, so I've been trying to tell myself to just keep pushing through unless I say something like really dumb, which is like half the time, and I still leave it in. Anyway, so I saw this CaressPress kit come out in the winter holiday season, and I was like, that is such a cute kit. And I'm like, it would be perfect with like heart overlays and underlays and like cute little love quotes for just kind of like a cozy Valentine's Day in. So normally I use like bright pink and like hot pink, red Valentine's Day kits for the week of Valentine's Day, but this was just too perfect of a kit occasion to not use it. And I was like, I will be honest. I was honest in my kit lineup for February. I was like skeptical because I'm so used to using like the hot pinks and the reds, or just like this, like just something like super romantic with like all the couples and all the things like that. So I was a little like I was like, is this gonna be my Valentine's Day spread? But like, it's actually perfect for like the coziness and to match the vibes of this week. So I was super excited once it was all down. And then as I was filling in the week, I became more and more excited. So yeah, it was a very good week, like I said. But I'll start with the sidebar because I feel like I'm going to get really chatty with the plans. I put down my 2 habit trackers. I put down a square box that says, seriously, stop buying shit. Did that stop me from buying more stuff? No, but like I think I spent a lot of money the week prior, and I was like, I really need to stop. Even though last week was a no spend. Make it make sense. And then after that, I put in a half box and I wrote tiny house. I didn't write it. Put a sticker down. But you get what I mean. I put in tiny house getaway. I didn't really know what else to put, and I thought that would be really, really cute. So then at the bottom of my sidebar, I put my little checklist that I do every week. I needed to remember to do to make like the last of our Greece and Vegas reservations. We still have like 2 more, but we're pretty much set. It's done. It's dusted. Can't wait to pay off that credit card bill. Then I had to send my mom some money. I edited photos. I had to cut Oliver's toe beans, which is just his little nails. I had to get like trim a little bit, and then reply to YouTube comments. So yeah. Okay, so I'm just going to start on Monday. This was the day after the Super Bowl. I was still in PA, but I had a doctor's appointment to get to, so I drove back home super early, got home early enough that I had time to unpack, and then I had to go to an MRI appointment, which was super fun because they couldn't get me in the MRI. Because I'm claustrophobic. I don't know if I've ever mentioned it in my plan with me is that I'm claustrophobic. Didn't know I was claustrophobic until I had to get like my first MRI and they couldn't get me in through the tube. So yeah, that was super fun and they couldn't get me in. So have to figure out when to do that again, but you know, not a fun time. Anyway, after that, I got home and I got all the happy mail, like all the things. I wrote all the things and I knew I wasn't going to remember specifically what any of it was. I think it was like some Planahana happy mail, Scribble Prince Co. I literally don't remember what else. Oh, glitter. I ordered more glitter. That's like the one that I talked about in another plan with me once. That's like UV reactive. Got that glitter in the mail. That made me super happy. I just stared at it and I was like, this is so pretty. And it was fresh. Like I went to go play with the other glitter stack, and it's because the containers for the custom stack, it's not like super duper airtight. So I keep them in a Ziploc bag, but still it kind of dries out because it's aloe gel. But like this new stack was so fresh that I was like, ooh, it's so nice. So yeah, collected all my happy mail. And then I FaceTimed Kelly because I was home and I think what were we talking about? I think she was posting some stuff on her Insta story and then I was responding to it. And I think I sent her like a picture of myself and she noticed that I was home and she FaceTimed me and it was really nice to catch up because it's been a while since I got to talk to her. Then also like the entire time I was with Kelly, I was trying to print and cut my stickers for the week prior and it just like was not working. This started my whole fight with like a silhouette. With not a silhouette, the silhouette, my silhouette portrait, because it like for some reason just randomly decided it did not want to read the lower left registration mark. I have since figured it out not the problem, but a solution that cuts my stickers is to make the registration marks like as thick as they can be. And that seems to work. But I was fighting, like just absolutely fighting with my silhouette. And I was really pumped because I thought I had not forgotten any script for this week, but alas, I did. And it was the one that basically I was gonna write fight with silhouette. And Kelly got to witness most of it, like 75% of it over FaceTime, because I was just gonna lose my marbles and throw my portrait out the window. And I was like, this is the end of the no ink era. That was fun while it lasted. But then I finally, did I get it to work? No, I think I was pre-planning spreads because I wrote planning time and I'm like, what exactly was I doing? Because I know I didn't have my stickers, but I was pre-planning some spreads. I did eventually this day get it to work and then completely forget next week how to make it work. So I played with my planner and then I was in such a funk and I was already fed up with my silhouette. And I was getting fed up with my desktop computer, which was an iMac from like 2015 or like 2015, I think. The guy at Best Buy told me it was 2017, but there is no way a computer from 2017 works that horrifically. I guess it like rebooted over the weekend and it took 3 hours for it to restart. And every time you clicked a button, it would buffer for like 5 to 10 minutes. It was a pain in my butt. It's been a pain in my butt. And I just had enough of it. And it was fun playing video games on Nick's computer over the weekend that I was just like, F it. Do I have the money for this? Kind of, not really. But I was like, Mom, you want to come to Best Buy with me? I'm getting a new computer. And so I bought a new computer. And the guy was super nice and he was super helpful. And he wasn't just trying to like sell me on like the fanciest computer. He was like really getting a feel for like what I needed or like what I would be using the computer for. And so he was super duper helpful with that. So I ended up getting like a monitor and a pre-built computer thingy. It lights up in fun colors, but that's as far as I understand the computer. I needed to have like an entire like geek squad of friends trying to help me set it up when it finally came in. So I went home with the monitor, and of course I bought like this super cute white keyboard that makes the clicky sounds, and it like all the colors, like the underlay of the keyboard, if you will, shifts from like pinks and purples and blues, and it's so pretty, and it comes with like a cloud shaped wrist rest. Love it. The Best Buy guy was like, you really don't need to like buy it. It was a $200 keyboard. So you really don't need to buy it. And I was like, I know, but I need it. And he's like, what for? He's like, you can get like, oh, hi, Oliver. He's like, you can get like a regular keyboard and it'll work just fine. And I'm like, sir, you don't understand the aesthetic. That's what I'm going for. And I love the keyboard to death. I was like, I'm not going to regret this purchase. I can guarantee that. It doesn't come with, there is a matching mouse, but I have one. Sorry for the really abrupt cut, but like I heard someone coming down the stairs and I cannot film in front of people when I feel like people are listening to me and there's a stranger in this house. Well, stranger to me, not my mom, I guess, but then I heard her coming down the stairs and now I'm completely leaving my computer and my planner to close my door because I am shy. And I'm like, I'm just trying to get through this. Like, I'm trying to get through this voiceover, trying to tell stories. But yeah, basically where I left off, did not mean to leave you on such a cliffhanger. I have a mouse and it's basically, so the mouse I wanted was just like a white something mouse. I don't remember. Logitech? Is it Logitech? I don't actually know. But I have the same mouse or similar mouse in black that my brother-in-law gave me a while ago because he said my other Logitech mouse was like really crappy. So I was like, I didn't feel the need to like shell out for a mouse, but I think we're getting some sort of rebate situation. And so when that rebate comes in, I will buy the white mouse. But this one works perfectly fine and it doesn't need to match an aesthetic. I'm fine with that. There's only certain things that need to match an aesthetic. But anyway, so yeah, new computer. And where are we going? So Tuesday, it is Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day, belated to all. My bosses, well, I don't know. I don't think we did anything last year for Valentine's Day because I remember it was on a Monday. So we were working. Like nothing special happened. I didn't expect it to. Like high school was fun because you could buy like roses and carnations for people that you wanted to. And it was really, really cute. But I guess someone had brought in pastries from like a deli or a bakery. And then everyone's like, oh, who brought that in? And they were like, oh, she did. And it's like, oh, that was so nice. And then like it kind of snowballed from there, where like another office, like a doctor that we work with, sent us cookies, like a cookie cake and insomnia cookies. Oh my God. And then another one of the doctors ordered cupcakes, and I was like, what is this? There was so much sugar that day that I had not realized how much sugar I had, and I completely crashed. Like the next day, actually, like as soon as I got home, I crashed because I've not had that much sugar in such a long time. But it was so nice. It made the day feel very, very special. It was also Oliver's second birthday. Oliver was born on Valentine's Day, so I got to mark his second birthday in my planner. Last year, he got to play with a heart-shaped balloon, but this year I was lazy, so he got no balloon. But it's fine because I think he's scared of Mylar balloons anyway. Then I marked that I was at work, and I got more credits in for Audible, and I said I was going to save most of them. Well, I said to myself, not on a plan with me or anything, that I was going to save them for the big trip, because I wouldn't want to carry books, and it would be easier to listen to audiobooks on plane rides and stuff. But I say all the time, I could not pick up a book. So I was like, let me listen to something. And so I think Bretman Rock's book actually came out on Valentine's Day, and I was like interested in listening to it because if he was going to narrate it, I knew it was going to be super interesting. And I think I got like 20 minutes in, and I was like, this is something else. And I tried to return the book, but I think Audible was like, you are returning too many books. Yeah, I do. They're like, you returned too many books, so we have to like stop. And you're going to keep this book. And I'm like, okay, well, I guess I better listen to it. And it was okay. There were parts of it that made me really laugh, and there were parts of it that were super interesting. But for the most part, I was like, this was a really badly edited book. But go off, Bretman Rock. It was fun listening to the stories. And he just kept saying bitch and yeah, like all the time. And that's what made me laugh. And I don't think that was the intention. But, I gave it 3 stars. So, okay, I love how we're on Thursday and I'm still on Tuesday. So I got home and Nick sent me flowers. It was like 2 dozen roses, and it was so cute. It made me so happy. It was the cutest thing. It came in a box and it came with a vase, and I was like, these are so pretty. Yes, I'm geeking out. This is actually our first Valentine's Day together. If you ask us, we've been together for 3 years. And this is our first Valentine's Day together. We love a complicated romance. It's not that complicated, but it's just first Valentine's Day together. Super cute. Then me and my mom had takeout, like I said. Did I say it in this voiceover? I don't even remember, but I will repeat it. And if I am repeating myself, I'm so sorry. But me and Nick are like mid-distance. So we live far away from each other. We're long distance, but it's not like we need to take a plane to get to each other, which I think I would have lost my marbles at. So we didn't actually spend Valentine's Day together, but the flowers were a nice touch. And so I spent Valentine's Day with my mom, and we got some takeout, and then I spent the rest of the night finishing a painting that I was doing for my sister for Valentine's Day. Then I think like I said, we're on Thursday, but I'm thinking I'm going to slow the footage down. I slowed it down like to what I have in every other plan with me, but I think I just have a lot to say this week because a lot happened. Moving on to Wednesday, I listened to more of You're That Bitch. I went to work, and after work, I booked a restaurant for my 30th birthday party, which is super exciting. It wasn't what I originally wanted to do, but I think this was a better option and a cheaper option because I just put a down payment on a computer, so we needed to go cheaper. My computer's paid off. So after that, I FaceTimed Nick because, we were finalizing our grocery list for the weekend because originally he was supposed to come Thursday night and we were going to go grocery shopping on Friday morning, but he decided he wanted to come Friday morning. So I was like, okay, just in case I need to go grocery shopping by myself to get everything, like let's finalize everything so I don't forget anything. Meanwhile, I forget everything on the way up to the Catskills. And then I played, then I attempted to set up my computer because it got delivered on this day. And then I played with stickers. Can't remember what exactly I did, but I played with stickers. I put some spreads down. And then for the rest of the night, I just binge watched TikToks until I fell asleep. Then moving on to Thursday, I finished listening to You're That Bitch. And just so casually, you're that bitch. And then I went to work and I treated myself to a sweet green salad because I was too lazy to make any. I was very lazy this entire week. Notice how there's no workouts. I didn't want to do anything this week. So I had some sweet green for lunch, and when I got home, I edited last week's plan with me, and I put down that I got some happy mail, which was my brand new passport with my passport picture that looks like a mugshot. My mom says it's a very lovely picture, but I'm like, it looks like a mugshot. Plus, after getting the ginger out of my hair is like really yellow, especially now that the toner is completely out of it. It has been for a while, but it's very yellow. So I look like I have mac and cheese hair. It's a great time, but new passport. Then I took a bath and started packing this night, but I wouldn't finish packing until Friday morning. But yeah, so great transition into Friday. This was the day that Nick and I left for the Catskills. I guess I won't have to speed it up, but okay, we'll see. So first thing I marked was that I published last week's plan with me, and then I went on a massive grocery shopping trip where I think I was there for an hour, and Nick said that's usually normal, but I feel like if you're shopping by yourself, it's usually not that long. I don't know. It felt very long. I had fun. I was listening to music, but it felt very long, and I feel like I was in there for a very long time. So I bought a bunch of things because we were going to cook our own meals the entire weekend. We had like a meal prepped and everything, and decided what the 3 dinners and like 3 breakfasts would be. At one point he was like, what about lunch? And I'm like, do we really even eat lunch? Which normally we don't, but of course when we got to the Catskills, I got hungry at like 2 p.m. and I was like, what's for lunch? And we had nothing. Actually, we did end up making soup the first night, and we made so much of it that it ended up being like the perfect lunch for the weekend. So then so I did the grocery shopping. I packed everything up. I packed up everything from the house that we needed, any utensils and things like that. And then I forgot an entire pot and the spices within. What else did I forget? I forgot like a lot of things. And we had to stop at Target on the drive down so that we could get a pot and extra spices. And then we were going to make penne vodka one night, and we did make penne vodka, but I forgot the vodka. And I feel like that's an integral part of penne vodka. Actually, it was rigatoni vodka, excuse me. So yeah, Nick got here, and then he set up my computer for me. We'll try to, and then we realized that my Wi-Fi, like the computer couldn't pick up my Wi-Fi from where it was. So that was really fun and frustrating. Like we were very frustrated on this day, but like trying not to let it show, I think. And then I stopped at the deli before we started our drive so that I could get sustenance, because you did not want me to be hangry on this 2.5 hour journey that ended up being 4 hours because of all the pit stops we had to make. I did not realize I left the crock pot full of spices at home until like an hour into our journey. My mom calls me and she goes, you forgot it. And I was very angry at myself. It was not a good time. So we drove to the Catskills and we checked in to the tiny house resort. We unpacked everything and we got a good look around. It was dark outside and it was very chilly. It was very hot the morning that we left, and then it was super duper chilly when we got up there. I didn't even bring a scarf. I almost did not bring my jacket because I thought it was supposed to be in the 50s the whole weekend. It hit 20 at one point, and I was like, what is going on? But it was a very cute place. Like we were in a really ideal location, like our little tiny house. It was a little tiny house redundant, kind of. But as soon as we got there, it was a super rainy day. So we were like, we're making soup this night. And we did, and it was delicious. And while we were cooking and hanging out, we started watching The Perfect Match on Netflix, which is like, I have thoughts, but not for today. I will speak on them next week. I like it. I like the show a lot, but in the best way, it makes me so angry. Then we spent the night snuggling because that's what you do in a tiny house. Then on Saturday, we woke up and I put down that we made pancake tacos. We actually made pancake and fried up some bacon. Nick ate it like a regular stack of pancakes, but my purpose of the pancakes was that I saw it on TikTok, and it was like, you make the pancake and then you put whipped cream down the middle, put a little syrup on it, and then sprinkle it with berries, and then you fold it up like it's a taco. So I did that. I stayed true to the assignment, and it was really good. And I feel like I could eat more pancakes that way because like every bite had fresh berries in it. So good. Highly recommend. Then, because this is a do nothing trip and there's a giant TV that was like half the size of our room, of that little tiny house, we watched You People, and then we just snuggled for the rest of the morning. And there was like a few trails, and one of them led to like a waterfall. It was really, really cool. It's a really nice property. I loved it so much. I the entire time I was like, I can't wait to go back. I can't wait to come back. But we walked a trail, walked to a waterfall. It was very cold this day. But it was super nice. And then, another thing that's really great about this place is that they offer weekend activities that for the most part are free. You only pay extra if you want like snacks that they have there, or the thing that we did this day was candle making, and they offer 2-ounce candles like in different like little jars, a mason jar, a little tin that was shaped like a heart for Valentine's Day. You could get those for free, and you could do, I think, as many as you want for free. But if you wanted to buy like a legit candle holding device, wax holding device, you needed to pay for like the container, which was fine. It was like $10 for a 10-ounce container. And they let me do 2 actually. So Nick bought me the 10-ounce container, and then I was like, can I also do the little heart? Because my idea was to have a candle I can burn, but then also have the little heart keepsake for our Valentine's Day weekend. It was super cheesy, and I love every little ounce of it. So we did the candle making, and then right afterwards they had a goat walk. Also, this place had like goats and ducks, and what else? Goats and ducks and chickens everywhere. I loved it. And I'm not a farm, like I didn't touch the animals. I wasn't like, oh, let me pet you, but I was like, let me observe you. It was so fun. And then they let the goats out, and they like roamed free, and they ran around, and they just fed them. Like they guided them basically by putting food in different areas, but it was so cute. There was one goat named Bob. I loved it so much. Then we got back to the house, and we started cooking dinner, which was just couscous, some chicken, and some roasted broccoli. And while we were cooking, and I think afterwards, we watched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. I think this was before we started cooking. No, yes, before we started cooking after the goat walk, because the goat walk ended at around like 5. We went back to the tiny house, and we watched How to Lose a Guy in 10 Days. And then while we were cooking dinner and eating dinner, we watched SpongeBob. So I marked dinner and SpongeBob. And then this was the night we had realized we could actually buy firewood. So I was like, Nick, do you know how to start a fire? And he goes, if we have like starter fluid or whatever. And at the candle making thing, the owner of the property was actually there, and she said that they have this like Duraflame log, which is really cool because you literally just light the log on fire and then it bursts into flames. No, it doesn't. And then it just kind of like starts the fire for you if you pile the firewood on top of it the right way. So it was really nice, and you got to just sit by the fire. This first night, I couldn't feel any warmth from the fire, but it was so nice just to look at. The next night, I feel like Nick like really hit a stride, and it was like a very warm, big fire, and it was just so nice. Our last day was on Sunday. Well, actually, our last full day was Sunday. We ended up leaving on Monday, but we spent the morning snuggling, as one does in a tiny resort, and we had just randomly put on Eurovision. I randomly put it on. I don't know why. I think I was just scrolling through Netflix. I'm like, this seems like something we could watch in passing or pay attention to if we seem like we like it. Then we went to the liquor store, and near the liquor store, there was a Dunkin' Donut. So I was like, I'm going on a Dunkin' run. I'm getting me an ice macchiato. Yeah, that's what it was. I had drank way too much caffeine this day that by the time we went to the Sunday activity, which was like paint and sip, my hands were shaking. Like I was like, I feel like I'm anxious, but I don't. Feelings like I don't know what I would have anxiety about because I've been so chill this entire weekend. Caffeine. I think I had like 5 cups in the morning with breakfast. Then we spent the rest of the afternoon the rest of the afternoon just relaxing and hanging out, doing our own thing. I think I was doing some planner stuff, getting all my scripts ready for the week when I would get back home. And then we went to Paint and Sip, where we painted 2 little lovebirds. It was very cute. And then we made Sunday dinner, which of course was pasta. And we made the rigatoni vodka, and it came out so good. I also made a giant salad that we just did not eat. I think we we underestimated how much food that pasta was going to be. But it was so delicious that Nick called the leftovers for his lunches for the upcoming work week. And I was like, okay, yeah, go ahead. You have them. We just left it in the pot. Then we sat by the fire for the rest of the night and then came back in. And I think I was like already sleeping, so I didn't have anything else to mark. So I wrote TV time because we kind of just fell asleep watching TV. I will fall asleep watching TV. Nick is good about turning it off before we fall asleep. But I think I fell asleep first. So it was a great end to a very, very lovely weekend. If you are in the New York area and you are even semi-interested in a tiny house, I looked it up. The prices aren't that bad if it's not a 3-day weekend following Valentine's Day. Highly recommend. It's so nice. And the people who work there are so lovely. And also all the shops and stuff, like there's like, not like shops, like don't picture like a shopping mall, but there's like little huts where you could get like souvenirs and then like things you might need, like snacks and like the Duraflame things. You could just walk up to it and like punch in what you bought and pay. You don't even have to talk to anybody. It's freaking wonderful. I love it. And I can't wait to find an excuse to go back. So yeah, that was my entire week. It was a great week. The work week flew by and it was just an amazing weekend that I am still thinking about almost into the next week. Like it was such a great time. And it was a very, very, very lovely way to spend Valentine's Day. So yeah, thank you everyone so much for watching and I will see you next time. Bye.